So when you're looking to buy a new car, there's a lot of different aspects that come into it. What kind of engine has it got? How big is it? How much does it cost? How much does it cost to run? How much does it cost per month if you're wanting to lease it? Something that also should come into your frame of mind when it comes to choosing which car you want to buy next is how safe it is. But which is the safest car on the road right now in the UK? If you were to buy a brand new car here in the UK in 2024, which car is the safest? Well, it's very easy to actually find the statistics and the information on this. Ever since the late 1990s, any car that has been sold in the UK, and by extension Europe as well, has been the subject of extensive safety tests and given a NCAP rating. This rating is out of 5 stars, and while initially it was very hard for cars to actually get up to the 5-star rating, nowadays it is commonplace. Most cars that are produced and sold in Europe really are a 5-star quality in terms of safety. It's very rare that you see one that isn't. So how do you differentiate these cars if they're all getting the same rating? Well, these ratings are actually produced from specific numbers and percentages when it comes to the rating. So we can actually go a bit more granular and look at the safest cars statistically according to their official safety ratings on sale in the UK right now. Now shout out to carwow.co.uk for compiling these stats into this handy article, which I'm going to read from you today. So number 10 is the Toyota CHR. Now you'll see that all of these cars are 5-star, of course, and they are broken up into 5 different categories: adult occupant, child occupant, vulnerable road user, safety assist, and the average score overall. And the average score is what we use to differentiate them overall. But those 4 numbers are used to compile the average score. Now if you're wondering what all these means, of course, adult occupant basically means if you've got someone in the car who is an adult and they're the driver, I mean they're always going to be in there no matter what. The child occupant is basically someone who's a child and they're in the car seat, so that's a different thing in itself because you're using a different seat effectively. Vulnerable road users, I believe that is actually to do with external ones, so effectively pedestrians. So how safe is it when someone actually gets hit by your car? It's not just about the occupants these days, it's also about the people that are using the road, so i.e. cyclists and also pedestrians as well. And safety assist, well, that's just in general how much the assists on the car, so things like collision detection, effectively work to try and prevent accidents. And that's actually the thing that's the lowest on the Toyota. That's at 79%. All the others are in 85 or above, and that gives an average score of 84. So I hope that makes sense in terms of how we actually compile this data. So let's move through it now. So number 9 is the BMW 5 Series. That's an overall score of 84.5%. Again, it's the safety assist which let it down really a little bit there. Adult occupants up to 89%, and the other two at 85 or above. Safety assist down at 78. This technology is relatively new in cars, so I imagine that's probably going to be what lets down most of them relatively in this list. Number 8 is the Lexus RZ. This one again is safety assist that's the lowest here, but higher than the other two at 81%. The average score is just higher than the Beamer at 84.75%. Adult occupant, child occupant, both 87% there, with vulnerable road users at 84. Number 7, I believe these are a Chinese manufacturer, the BYD Dolphin. I have never seen one of these before on the road, but it is incredibly safe apparently. 85% average score on its safety rating. The adult occupant is at 89, child at 87, vulnerable road user at 85, and it's a safety assist again, the lowest of these at 79. Number 6, the Mercedes EQE SUV. Quite a few SUVs being the safest in this regard as well. And that's not a surprise really, because they are the largest of the cars really that you see on the road in general. The biggest things other than lorries and vans really. But with that as well, you also get a lot of space to put things like airbags, safety components. Your electrical components also have a lot more space and basically room to breathe, which of course is the bane of the existence of these things as well, because they're so big on the UK roads that I imagine they're very difficult to drive. But very safe as well. The average score of this one is 85.5%. The safety assist at 85. Vulnerable road users is actually the lowest. That's the first time we've seen that. That's at 80%. I guess maybe because it's so big it's going to hurt if it hits, basically. Child occupant at 90% and the adult occupant at 87. Into the top 5 now, and it's the superb Skoda itself, the Skoda Superb. That's on an average score of 85.5% as well. Adult occupant 93, child at 87. Vulnerable road users and safety assist being the lowest by far here, but the safety assist the lowest of the two at 80%. Vulnerable road users at 82. Number 4, the VW Passat, one of the best-selling cars of all time, as you will see if you go over to our best-selling cars of all time videos. But the 2024 version, the latest version, is very safe. That is also an 85.5%, tied with the previous two. Safety assist at 80 on this one. Vulnerable road user 82. Child and adult occupant much higher, 87 and 93 on that one, respectively. The third one, the smart car. I didn't even know smart car was still going. I ain't seen a new one like this ever. Guys, have you seen one of these on the road in the UK? I haven't. But definitely a lot bigger than it used to be. It's almost like a compact SUV, an electric SUV according to this article. The average score on this one is a bit higher, 86.25%. Safety assist at 85%. That's the highest we've seen so far for that, I believe. Vulnerable road users at 84, child occupant 86, and 90% for the adult occupant. That is very, very impressive. Number 2, it's the Volkswagen ID.7. I think I've seen a few of these going around. Is this an electric one? It looks like it is. The adult occupant at 95, which is the highest score we've seen of any of them so far, and the average score at 86.5 is also higher than the smart car before. Child occupant at 88, the safety assist at 80, and the vulnerable road users at 83. And the top, it's the Mercedes E-Class, best in class when it comes to safety. Safety assist at 87, which is the highest I believe we've seen so far. Adult occupant 92, child occupant 90, and vulnerable road users at 84. Best in class really, and it is a marked amount ahead of number 2, 88.25%. So yeah, there we go guys, the safest car on the road for both occupants, for the safety assist, and for the vulnerable road users overall is the Mercedes E-Class, and it's the top class of all of them, I believe, off the top of my head, or at least some of them anyway. I can't think of any that have actually got higher than them in their numbers. So yeah, there we go, guys. So if you're gonna get a new car and safety is a big thing for you, if that's a big factor behind it, go get a Mercedes E-Class. Not the cheapest car, we'll admit that very freely, but the safest. I mean, they're obviously doing something right over there at Mercedes, because smart cars as well, owned by Mercedes. So Mercedes and VWs in general, according to this list, are the safest cars on the road. What do you guys think? Is that correct? Is that right in your experience? Do you own a smart car, or a Mercedes, or a VW? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to themotoringchronicle.com to see much more video content on the world of motoring just like this.